It's the Social Oddities Podcast, coming at you from 5 parts of the UK, all for one reason: the amazing world of wrestling.
I've never seen a crowd so fired up, JR. They know what's coming next. They can't wait to get started, and neither can I.
Welcome everybody to episode 9 of the Social Oddities Podcast. I'm joined by always by Kev, Chris, Adam and Rach. Full house for once. Say hello everyone.
Hello.
Hey.
All right, guys.
Hello.
So this week is our Payback Review Show. So we may as well get straight to it, since we've got this and Raw and SmackDown to talk about as well. So Payback was a very odd show, wasn't it? So I know we did the preview last week, but yeah, probably the most mental show I can remember in years. So to be fair, I didn't really watch the kickoff, so I might leave it to you guys. But anybody watch the pre-show? I know there was Enzo and Cass and Gallows and Anderson, but I didn't really care about the match in the slightest.
I watched the pre-show. Yeah.
What was that match like? Was it any good, or is it just the same as always is?
I think it's the same. You know, we've seen it how many times now. So
Yeah, I'd agree with that as well. It's just more of the same as what we've always seen.
And obviously they did pretty much the same on Raw as well, so we'll probably just skip over those. But I guess one question I had for you guys: Enzo and Cass, did they get absolutely screwed by the Hardys coming back?
Yes.
Is that fair?
In a word.
No, I think they got screwed over a while ago. I don't think it was anything to do with the Hardys.
Were they
You're
not
talking about
next in
the
line?
reason why they didn't win at Mania or something?
Yeah.
maybe that's why. But they've been on a downward run anyway, haven't they? They've not been great for a while.
They've not been booked that well, but I still think if the Hardys didn't come back at Mania, they were winning the tag team titles.
Yeah.
Obviously,
So,
with the titles, you know, they go on to better things. They sort of a big deal again. You know, they've never won it, and now they're a million miles away, aren't they?
They never even won it in NXT, did they?
No, they didn't.
So I thought they were going to win it when they had the thing up in, was it Roadblock last year? Had in like Canada, and they had the NXT titles on the line against the Revival or something like that.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to win it then, and they obviously didn't. And yeah.
So do you think their stock has dropped now
Yes.
too much? So there's nothing left for them to do apart from split up, or do you see them being built back up again?
I think their stock, for me anyway, their stock has dropped, but you can always, look at Jinder Mahal, you can build someone up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So I think if they're going to turn him, I think they need to win it and then lose it quickly, and then Cass get a bit pissed off with Enzo and just turn on him.
I don't know, I always see Cass as a face.
Yeah, I think.
I know the size of him, but
with his size, he can easily. So plus, he's not great on the mic, so.
yeah, I suppose.
Since we're here, Adam, about Gallows and Anderson, do you think there's a massive missed opportunity with them as well? Because they've just faded into the background, haven't they?
Yeah, I think when they came in, I think everyone were excited, but now they've just gone. I won't say they've gone backwards; they've just more gone sideways.
They're just another team now, aren't they?
Yeah.
Which for a team that's as good as what they are, that shouldn't be the case. But yeah.
Yeah, I think there's probably a bit of work to do for both of them, and I think just fighting each other isn't really the way to go. So they probably need to do something with those guys. But,
I mean, I think the only way that Gallows and Anderson are going to be significant is if they do anything to do with like the club. That's the only way that they're going to be anything relevant, I think. Other than that, they're just another tag team, I think.
But I really don't think they're going to, if they do the club or whatever, if they still call it the club or whatever, they're not going to do it with Finn, because Finn long term looking like he's a face. So.
Well, yeah, exactly. So they're just going to continue to fade into the background, I think.
And then on SmackDown, obviously, if AJ's looking like he's going to be a face long term as well. So they've really got nowhere to go unless they bring in Adam Cole.
Baby.
Adam Cole, baby.
So Kev, I don't know if you watched the pre-show as well, but obviously Miz and Balor had a bit of a thing. I don't know what your thoughts on that would be.
But the Miz TV segment was, again, just like a Monday Night Raw thing.
Yeah, I remember watching.
Special for it.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree with you. I was watching it a little bit, thinking this is fine. You know, the Miz is always good. Balor's always quite good. He didn't really go anywhere. There was no real point to it. I know they had a bit of a thing at the end of it, but he didn't really. Like Adam said last week, they could have maybe had a little mini match or something, but
Yeah.
It just was what it was. I guess it wasn't really anything else.
To be fair, I quite liked that segment.
Yeah, it was good. Miz is always great, isn't he?
Yeah, I like the way Miz was putting him down for the fact that he only had the Universal title for 24 hours and he's a failure because of that and all that kind of stuff. And then Balor come back and obviously saying that all these things always in the same way and he's going to be the bigger man and because he's not worth it. I thought that got quite a good reaction from the crowd, I think, as well. So I thought it was quite well done.
Oh yeah, I'm not knocking it like that. I'm just knocking it for the fact of it was just like a Monday Night Raw thing.
I get that, but then it's still the pre-show, isn't it? So it's kind of a way to get both guys on it. Maybe.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I guess. So moving on to the main show, and I'm going to try my hardest to be positive this week. I know last week I was very negative.
You were so positive last week. That was interesting listening.
Yeah. So no, obviously that's because you weren't here. You see.
Yeah.
But,
good answer.
Yeah, I'm going to try and be positive this week. It's going to be tricky, but let's start with probably one of my favourite matches of the evening was Owens and Jericho. So
that was good.
Good match. Never seen the result coming though.
No, I was going to say, dude. I know Adam picked Jericho last week, but I didn't see it coming at all.
I didn't see the. I said Jericho, but I didn't see the title change coming. I thought it'd win by DQ or count out or something. But
to be fair, I thought the finish was built up really well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But no, you can't say you saw it coming.
No, but I thought it was built up quite well. And
yeah,
you always know you're going to get a good match out with those two as well. So
yeah.
Well, I was watching
but
this.
With Jericho winning, it was obvious that he was going to lose it straight away on SmackDown. Though I knew that immediately once I saw that on Payback. I knew that he wasn't going to keep it at all.
He wasn't going to keep it long, no. And obviously that's what's happened. So.
Well, I was sort of watching it and talking to Rachel at the same time and stuff, and this will come up in future matches. But I think we were both talking about the fact it's actually nice to see people tell a bit of a story and sell some moves.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with Owens putting his finger on the rope and then Jericho attacking it. It made sense, and it's such a small thing, but it made sense, and you just don't get that in a lot of matches at the moment.
You need more of that.
Yeah,
you really, because it's like you said, just those small things mean an awful lot.
Mm.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. As you said, those two always do well. It sort of did a bit of a thing back to Mania with the finger thing, and it all made sense. So it's quite I have a feeling it was their idea as well. Do you know what I mean? It felt like that whole match, all the stuff they did was their idea, because most of the other matches, they don't do anything close to doing that. They don't really tell much stories. They sort of
it was more creative, wasn't it? I guess.
Yeah, it feels like they just did it themselves.
But they are that good. I think or Jericho at least. I know he's went on record and said that he's one of the ones that has a bit of leeway.
Yeah.
For doing things like that, so. But he's that good. It's like, yeah, just let him do what he wants.
So the next match was your pick for match of the night last week, which was Neville and Aries. What did you think of this one?
I thought it was all right. I don't think it was as good as everyone thought it was going to be, but it was still good. I mean, I was expecting it to be great, but it was good.
It was like you said, Damien. It was slower than I expected as well. I think it was just a notch below the match at Mania as well, so it wasn't as good as the last one. But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of was expecting a little bit more. I know before Mania, a lot of us picked this as the match of the night for Mania. A few of us picked it for the match of the night for this one. I think those two probably could have done a lot more in those matches. They haven't quite lived up to what I thought they were going to be. And Aries is probably the biggest guy in the Cruiserweights, like name-wise, along with Neville. So wherever Neville goes next will seem like a bit of a downgrade from Aries. So if those two couldn't put together a good match, then I'm not sure who in the Cruiserweights could.
I just think it was a slower pace match for what you'd expect from a Cruiserweight. Obviously, I mean, Cruiserweight doesn't necessarily mean high flying 100 miles an hour all the time, but I did say last week they would end. It's a different type of disqualification, but I did say it would be a disqualification, didn't I?
What did you think of it? Because it was a bit of a rubbish reason, wasn't it? The ref was just the weakest ref in the world.
Yeah, just pulls the ref down and that's it. Yeah. I thought it would have been better if we got TJP to come out and interfere on his behalf or something like that. That would have made more sense. But yeah, they've obviously went the ref route. So
where do you think this goes from now? Do you think they have a third match?
Well, I think no, because they obviously said between Neville and TJP on Raw that it looked like Austin and had him beaten. It was a cheap way to keep the title and everything. So it looks like it looks like they're going to continue that on maybe to the next pay-per-view or something, and then it'll end from there. Maybe even with Aries winning the title. Maybe.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rach, I know you're probably not the biggest fan of the Cruiserweights, probably along with me, haven't really watched too much of them, but what do you see as the sort of longer-term view for the Cruiserweights? Do you think they'll add a few more big names like, I don't know, Woods from the New Day, or, they've probably got quite a few bigger names who
Why do you think, though,
criteria?
you've said that a couple of times, why do you think they're going to put Xavier Woods in there? I don't get that.
Because they're going to split the New Day. My logic is they split the New Day up. Big E might get a push. Kofi kind of drifts.
But he's not a cruiserweight.
It Woods. He's under 205.
Yeah,
He's under
Yeah,
205.
but he's really not. Like, look at his style. He really isn't.
Yeah, but you can have different styles in the Cruiserweights. Cruiserweight's just under that weight, isn't it? So
A cruiserweight is just someone that's under 205. It doesn't mean he's got to go to the top rope and fly about the place like a fucking arse.
He won't go into that division. I wouldn't put him in that division. I think that'd be a huge backward step for him. I mean, I don't really know.
Then it's a good step for the cruisers to have someone with that name.
Yeah, it's the name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that division could do with names, because, as I said, Neville and Aries are probably the two biggest. At the moment, I don't care about TJP, and Gallagher I care about a little bit, but a couple of other names are just guys I couldn't pick out of a lineup at the moment, to be honest.
It's like you were saying, Damien. Hypothetically, you're splitting up the New Day. Big E's getting a push. Kofi's going to kind of drift in mid card, maybe around the US title or Intercontinental title, round about there. Where does Xavier fit in? Best place for him to fit in would be in the Cruiserweight division.
He's got the personality and the charisma to do well there. I could see him going. It does feel like a backward step. It feels like Neville's too good for that division, to be honest. But
yeah,
Neville is awesome.
And this is all hypothetical, obviously, so it might not happen.
But I just think if you're going to boost that division, who else would you put there? Really, if we're being pedantic, Balor could probably, he probably fits the weight as well. I know he won't, but
he does. But he's a main eventer.
Yeah, but I think Woods will, could probably go. They could probably move a few others as well. Because how would you boost the Cruiserweights? How would you get more people watching?
James Ellsworth.
Oh my gosh! Stop.
He probably does fit, doesn't he? The
To be fair, James Ellsworth is too light for the women's division.
He's just kind of there now, isn't he? I suppose he's not even relevant to Carmella anymore. I mean, that's just embarrassing. He can't even be relevant to Carmella. That's just too much.
It's not fucking relevant to wrestling.
Exactly, Chris. That's the truth.
Take your lack of chins to fuck, you chinless cunt.
His time is just over. Like he's expired his shelf life now. Just take him somewhere else. Take him away from the WWE. He's had his moment.
So just a quick thing for me. We were talking about people splitting up. We talked about Enzo and Cass earlier. Would you put Enzo in the Cruiserweights?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, I would.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Put him
I
in
don't know what
again,
else
he's
he
a name,
does.
so why
I
not?
think we talked about him being drifting slightly.
But then he could always be someone's mouthpiece as well.
Yeah.
I think he'd actually be really good as a heel mouthpiece.
Yeah, well, hopefully they'll do something with the Cruiserweights. So just one thing I forgot to mention on the Jericho and Owens one. I was going to say to you, Chris, because your knowledge is probably the biggest of a lot of us. You've got a bit of a head for memories and all that stuff. Do you think Jericho is the best over 40 wrestler there's ever been?
No, Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, but he didn't really wrestle a lot after his 40s, did he really?
He's wrestled up till he's 44.
Yeah, that's probably a shout. Shawn Michaels was actually one I forgot about.
Shawn Michaels is the best wrestler at any age group that you ever want to fucking talk about.
Yeah, no, that's pretty fair enough. I forgot about Shawn Michaels.
Apart from over 50s, yeah, they're fair enough.
But he is 51.
See, he's even good in the retirement.
Because this year, in about 2 months, Cena will be 40, Lesnar's 40. But I think Jericho, just watching his match with Owens and thinking he's 46, is he? 45?
47.
47, is he? Yeah, he's probably the best oldish wrestler I can remember. Yeah, I forgot about Shawn Michaels actually, to be fair. But
yeah, but towards the end, Shawn Michaels looked tired. Like, you don't feel like that with Jericho. He doesn't look like he's tired and stuff.
Yeah.
I'd definitely say it's Jericho. I wouldn't say it's Shawn Michaels in the slightest.
I think Jericho.
Look at his matches with Undertaker. These last two matches were two of the best matches of all time.
But consistency-wise, Jericho is non-stop.
he's got this is Jericho's best run he's ever done.
2008.
It really is.
2009 when he was heel. That was his best run.
Yeah, I don't remember that as well as obviously this one is obviously clear in my head, but I don't overly remember that. But there's so much stuff recently that I remember from him.
I think this is most over he's ever been. I mean, you hear the pop when his music comes on. It's huge. Definitely,
I'm not
think
knocking him.
now.
Not knocking him at all. I think he's fucking great, but Shawn Michaels is better.
Yeah, no, it's probably fair enough. I forgot about Shawn Michaels. Really, it's a good shout. But yeah, we think he's obviously leaving WWE soon, and he's not exactly going for a rest, is he? He's going on tour, isn't he?
Yeah.
Jesus, these guys don't sleep, do they?
He doesn't stop.
No, it's like a machine. Like, how does he keep going?
Right, so let's move on to the tag, the Raw tag titles. Then Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro.
I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed this. Sheamus just does not give a fuck, does he? He'll just kick you in the face. He's the stiffest guy I've ever seen.
Here, fucking taste my boot. So I thought it was really good. The crowd are obviously getting into the broken gimmick with some Brother Nero and delete chants and everything like that as well. So, and they are kind of alluding to it a lot more now as well, I think. So it's kind of creeping in there a little bit.
I think what they've realised is that TNA have no money. So even if they breach the law, TNA can't come after them because they can't afford a court case. So
Then again,
exactly, yeah.
They're still being very, very clever, where they're not saying any of the phrases or anything like that. They're just doing the gestures.
Yeah, they're just doing the actions and stuff. Yeah. You can't know. It was a good match, though. I mean, I thought it was pretty strong from start to finish. I thought it was really good.
And I think we were talking about this, weren't we? And I know I've got a bit of a view on Sheamus that nobody else has, but I really like Sheamus. I think his music's great. The little Irish symbol thing at the start of the thing looks really, really good. If he changed his look a little bit, I could see him going right back up to the main events at some point.
Change his look to what?
What's that?
Change his look to what?
I don't know, but at the moment it looks a little bit, I don't know, non-main eventish. It looks a little bit gimmicky, and he didn't, it doesn't look quite right. If he changed it a little bit and looked a bit more, I don't know, a bit more menacing. I'm not sure if a kilt is menacing.
Oh, I don't know. Ask Chris.
Yeah, can you look menacing in a kilt, Chris?
You better fucking believe you can.
I thought a kilt had to have some sort of tartan on it.
No, you get plain kilts as well.
So what's he wearing now? A skirt?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Fuck off, you English cunts.
Oh my gosh.
No, that was me being genuine. I genuinely thought you had to have a tartan on it.
No, you get like plain black ones and like really nice, actually plain grey ones as well. A lot of people get married in them as well, so they're actually really cool. And it's not a fucking skirt.
So, what do you think of the Hilton then? I think Adam saw it coming, or Chris saw it coming last week.
Yeah, I said that last week, didn't I? So I think
it was really good. Actually,
it's a really good move for them as well because it keeps them fresh as well. And Cesaro has been face for the majority of the last few years as well. So
yeah, I don't really remember him being here at all, really.
When he went with Heyman.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. But it feels like a really fresh change for him, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting.
Wasn't Raw just running out of heel tag teams anyway, though? Really, they had to do something in that division because there wasn't very many left apart from Luke Gallows and Anderson, really.
Yeah, I agree with Rach on that one.
So Kev, out of the two of them, Sheamus and Cesaro, do you think either of them is due a bit of a singles push, or do you think they'll just stay a tag team for a while? Because it feels like a waste of Cesaro, really.
It's definitely a waste of Cesaro, I think. Sheamus, I don't think anyone was ever a fan of him, really. Like, in the main event.
Apart from Damien.
Yeah, I'm on my own now.
Yeah.
I kind of quite like him again.
Yeah, don't get us wrong, I do like him, but he's just not main event material, I don't think. He just doesn't look the part.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. I think if he changed something, I'm not even sure what it is, but changed his look in some way, or I don't know what it is, but I think he's got a strong look and a strong entrance, and I think he looks different to everybody else. And I don't know, I could see it working with him again, but
you got to remember, it wasn't even 18 months ago that he was the champion.
Yeah.
So
I think even then it felt like a temporary thing. It felt like he was just holding it. Yeah.
Oh, it was until they put Reigns over for the title. Obviously, got to make Roman look strong.
So Adam said this last week. He said about Cesaro, who doesn't connect with the audience, and or struggles to at least. Do you think his time has come and gone already?
In what sense?
In the sense that he never really reached the main events back when he was really big on his own. Now he's in a tag team. He's a million miles away from the main events at the moment. Do you think he ever gets there, or do you think he's got enough fan support to get there?
Should they be in main events? Yes. Will he? Probably not. Is that his fault? No. There's lots of people that should have been main eventers that they weren't. So
I honestly think he's the right guy at the wrong time.
There is something missing with him, though, I think, isn't there? I'm not quite sure what it is.
yeah, there is. But sometimes talent alone doesn't get you to the main event. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Although his English is spot on, he just struggles with promos, doesn't he? I think.
Yeah, I mean, he's like you said, he's grasped the English language. He's grasped of 6 languages.
Yeah.
So that was his gimmick when he came in, wasn't it? But no, definitely got the talent for it. Just like you said, his promo abilities maybe just is lacking that little bit to get him to that next level.
Because you were thinking this, Rach, as well. You're thinking he probably's, missing something. He hasn't gone as far as he perhaps should have.
I think what Kev said's totally right. He is just, in the wrong time, basically. You need to think, what is it, a couple of years ago, he was starting to come up onto that sort of upper mid-card scene and things, but it's just the whole NXT. There were stronger people coming up from NXT that just totally bypassed him in much quicker time. That's what I think. I definitely agree with what Kev said.
Has anybody watched Cesaro's matches in NXT with Sami Zayn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome matches.
So good, aren't they? It's so frustrating. He's just lost.
So that's
you could say the same thing about Zayn, couldn't you? You could say look at Zayn's matches with Cesaro. Now, what's Zayn doing?
So if anyone's not watched that, that's some listener homework for next week.
Yeah.
Go and watch those matches.
So talking of NXT and all the amazing matches you had on NXT, we haven't really seen that sort of caliber match from Bayley yet on the main roster. Was this her best match?
I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good match.
Was good. I wouldn't say that it's the best match.
No, I think for me, it's been her best match on the main roster so far.
And I told you, WWE, don't let the hometown people win.
I was surprised by that. Actually. I was actually really surprised by that.
Did I not agree with you last week, though, Adam?
I think eventually, but I don't think you agreed at the start.
So, yeah.
Yeah, they've done it a few times. I think they don't, just for some reason, don't like them winning.
But they're also very, very high on Alexa Bliss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you can tell straight away.
She's got her character down. Her character's so good. And like I said last week, she's still lacking in ring, but her character's just so fucking strong.
So what do we think about them bringing the DDT back as clearly a devastating finisher now?
As it fucking should.
I was surprised she won that way. Like, I'm not going to lie. Isn't that that's Dean Ambrose's finisher near enough? Like, come on. I didn't think that was good.
As soon as you hit someone with a DDT, you're driving their head into the mat. That should be a finisher. That should be over at that point.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I agree. It's just, it's been such a transition move for years.
But then again, the finish was done really well because she put her head right into the steel post as well, then the DDT. So the two things together really played into the finish.
To be fair, I know most of you in there sort of think Bayley's a bit cheesy and stuff, but normally when they hit the post, they sort of protect themselves and all the rest of it. But she smashed into that post.
Yeah,
she did.
That was a full pelt smash.
It was brilliant. Did you hear that crack? I loved it.
I watched it and I could hear Rachel laugh.
Yeah.
Oh, it was brilliant. My reaction, whew, I was in heaven right then. But it did sound like that hurt. I'm not going to lie.
Fair play to her. She didn't try and protect herself at all then, did she?
No, you could tell she was hurting because she held that head straight away.
Yeah, my girl's tough.
Yeah.
Whatever. Please don't make me sick.
But I think Chris is right. Bayley will do better chasing than she will as the champion.
Yeah, you've got to build her up as that sympathetic chasing champion. Build her up as the underdog, which is that's what got her over in NXT as well.
So are we putting her first title reign down as a bit of a failure?
Failure? Yes.
Well, I was trying to think of a nicer word and I couldn't think of one.
Failure? Yes.
It's because they dropped the ball in the first place.
Yeah. I think it's hard to recover, wouldn't it, I think, from that point?
Yeah, they should have hit, like I've said before, say it again, they should have held off, made their first win at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Slightly frustrating with her, but I think it's good that she's chasing. I think her chasing Alexa be good because you didn't really need much to get sympathy on Bailey now. Once Alexa's basically bullying her, which she kind of did on Raw.
Yeah, that was
It's
brilliant
kind
as well.
You know, I think
The podium and everything. I was all over that. It was awesome.
To be fair, that promo was really, really good, and they're giving Alexa so much time to actually get her character over as well.
Yeah, they really are actually. You're right.
So it's really, really well done. I really enjoyed that promo on Raw. What do the rest of the guys think?
No, I did enjoy that. The start of Raw, it worked. It sort of got us interested for the rest of Raw with a good start like that.
Yeah, I think it was a good intro and good start.
It was
It's
different
sort
as
of,
well.
if they put something crap on at the start, you sort of like, you know what this is going to be like, and you don't sort of like invest in it enough. But with a good promo like that at the start, it was like, yeah, I'm happy with this. Now I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
I'm not watching it on fast forward.
I think it's a bit different as well because you're used to like a main event male coming out and giving a 20-minute promo. So the fact they gave that spot to the women as well, which was quite a big deal, and because it was that good as well. So
I like the little moment with Alexa and Nia Jax. I was cracking up at that.
Yeah.
That was brilliant.
yeah. We're good. It's fine.
We're good. That was funny. You can tell that they get on quite well in real life as well, can't you? 'Cause on their Twitter and stuff. But you could definitely sense tension with her and Sasha Banks. I know we talked about that before, but you could see like Alexa didn't even want to talk to her at all.
those two together would be great in a match.
Yeah, I think so.
If they're given the time, they had that little thing, obviously, when Alexa won the match to get to be number one contender. I don't think that was really that great.
No, I think those two together with the sort of attitude they've got to each other and the feelings they got towards each other, I think that'd be a great match. I think the whole audience can tell. But
if they're given time, if you were given say between like 12 to 15 minutes or something at least,
yeah,
I think they'll have a good match.
To be fair, it was good that well, we're talking about Raw now briefly, but it's good that Bailey didn't just stand there and take it; that she actually fought back. Because a number of weeks she just stood there and looked a bit like an idiot. I don't know if they think her character is one of an actual child who just stands there and gets basically told off and doesn't
mopes
react.
around and
So
stuff.
it's good.
Yeah.
To be fair, she shows a bit of fire. That's kind of what she needs a little bit. So I was quite happy with that. But I'm desperately trying to keep talking about Bailey and Bliss for a little bit because
Yeah, I know. We can move on at one point.
it's coming up next
you were all over
is the
that.
House of Horrors thing, and I've got nothing positive to say. So I'm
That was the
Honestly.
funniest thing I've seen in about 5 to 10 years. I'm not even going to lie, from WWE. That was such car crash TV.
So we're going to talk about part one of it now, and then talk about part two
Oh,
later on, and
God,
we'll
yeah.
the whole thing in together.
fine because I was sat at home watching it. I was on the phone to Rage, and we just watched it, and it was honestly I was just texting you stuff. And
What
we
was
just
it that
think,
you
what the hell
said
is
when he
this?
got out the car? What did Randy Orton say? What the hell? Something like that.
Well,
That was
Randy
just
Orton
our
turned
complete
it.
reaction.
He just turned up in his limo, got out of the car. The house was in blue lights, and he just got out of the car and he went, "What the hell is this?" And that's exactly what I was thinking. And it just
It's
made
like
me laugh
creepy
so
music
much.
or like Halloween style music in the background, and it was just too much. It really was.
I just say, right,
It just doesn't
two-
work, does it?
two houses or places we've basically seen that Bray Wyatt. Let's assume this is his house, right? He lives in a shack which has now been burnt down, which was really shit. And this house was horrendous. He clearly doesn't do any washing up or cleaning. It's just honestly, I got so annoyed. Just so much logic in this, and like, can we just? Okay, has anybody got anything positive to say about it at all?
Randy Orton had time for a shave.
He did. Did you
Positive
see
thing.
that all over Facebook? Oh my gosh, that was too much. Did you actually see that? What was it? And the light. Apparently, at that time in California, it was daylight outside. It wasn't actually
Are
nighttime.
we just skipping over the fact about how did Orton get back? Are we just missing that bit out as well? Are we just?
Yeah, how did he get back?
Are we not asking questions about this at all? No.
Did you not see the tractor?
I did.
Because the
Did see the
tractor was
tractor,
quicker than the limo.
Oh, the fucking tractor. Yeah, that was right at the beginning.
okay.
Oh, dude.
I have questions that you lot are going to answer because otherwise I'm going to kill someone. Right. A. Why did Orton even bother? It's not for the title. Just don't turn up. Why bother? 2. How did he know where to go? How did he know where the house was? Presumably he would have had to phone Bray and say, right, your house, can you tell me where it is? Because I need to tell my
Why
driver.
have you thought so hard about this? Come
Right.
on.
Why has Wyatt got a room of dolls? What does he do with them normally?
You have to stop. Seriously, no, stop.
Seriously, are we meant to just leave this, are we?
It's WWE logic. Just leave it. But if anybody wants to answer these questions, we are on Twitter.
Oh God. Oh dear. It's
So,
just
and
not
also,
right.
when Wyatt left the house turned red. So what he's got? He's got magical
fucking
powers.
Mood lighting.
So he stole the Undertaker's power,
Oh dear.
or Orton turned the lights off when he left. Like,
I just think it was shocking from start to finish, wasn't it?
Did we really expect anything else when they announced this match? Like, seriously.
to be fair, this could have been good if they did like a boiler room brawl. You know, the first boiler room brawl they did back in whatever it was, '96, whatever, with obviously Foley in it. That was a weird idea. First time they did it, and it kind of worked. This could have worked if they did do it like this.
They thought about it too hard. That's why it didn't work. It just was too much planning went into it. It should have just been a little bit more sort of chilled. But the doll thing was stupid. Like you say, you can't imagine Bray Wyatt sitting at home with dolls all on the ceiling and stuff. And yeah, I just don't.
I enjoyed the mood noises and the mood music. That was good.
Oh dear.
It was really lucky because obviously it was clearly live, so it was really lucky that the music actually went with some action scenes. That's
what I said, dummy.
That was fortunate.
Yeah.
That was really fortunate.
Payback, the soundtrack, coming soon.
Come on, Adam, bring some positivity. What did you love about it?
Not a lot.
Okay, good. All right, thank you for that.
I just got really confused at the end when it was like over. I was like, "Oh, is that it?" And then it kind of just cut to the commentators, and we was all just waiting for Bray to get to the arena. That was all a bit strange. You didn't quite know what was happening.
I was hoping. What was that? Chris would know. But what was that event they did when? I think was it Goldust in a car and somebody was chasing him down the motorway, and I was
WrestleMania, the back
Hyper,
yeah.
I was hoping they're going to do some sort of car chase as well. That would have been amazing.
Yeah, WrestleMania 12 that was.
Oh. So I think my main complaint was it wasn't cheesy enough.
Yeah, nobody.
Oh God, really?
But no, I just file this under not watching it again.
Okay. Oh, I think that's mandatory watching every night.
Why do you hate yourself?
Also,
even part two though, like when it went into the ring, that was just crap anyway. Like,
fine.
Yeah.
Let's get to part two in a minute because I've got so many complaints about that as well. But let's leave that. Let's.
No, just get that over and done with. Just go to part two now. Just get it done with.
Oh, should we do part two now? Should we? All right,
Yeah, just get it.
So,
please save us all.
So Randy Orton gets a fridge on him, right? Heavy fridge, which presumably crushes you in some way. He then. We'll just skip over how he got back from the house. Let's assume he teleported because that's easier. All right.
But when it was
Turns out
he had these weird lights in his eyes, so maybe it's something to do with that.
Yeah, fine. So he did some sort of what's that thing in Harry Potter that you like? Some sort of you hold a thing and you teleport somewhere. What's all that rubbish?
What?
There's a little
Fluid
portkey
powder?
thing. Yeah.
Oh, the portkey.
Yeah, that's what happened there. So
You had
obviously
that portkey into the arena.
that fridge is a portkey. So that's fine, right? So my question is: you have a fridge fall on you. You have no bruises whatsoever. You have no injuries whatsoever. Didn't bother selling it. Just gave up on the selling. Had a shave on the way. No selling. So that's fine.
It's like drive at any point, anytime you can like pull into a services, I need a shave right now. Fuck off. That was just bad.
Fine,
It's so
so
bad. So bad.
He called an Uber to the Wyatt house. That's fine.
Oh God, you're on top form tonight. I have to give
It
you
just
that.
annoyed me so much. I just we talked about the Owens Jericho match and we talked about stuff making sense. I absolutely don't mind crazy Undertaker Kane magic stuff. I don't mind if you can pretend it makes sense. This just made no sense at all. But anyway, so they're back in the ring, and who picked Jinder to turn up? Because that was a hell of a shout. I think it was Kev last week, was it? Or somebody, or Chris picked. Thought Jinder might turn up.
No, it wasn't me.
I don't think anyone mentioned Jinder last week.
I think Kev was thinking that Sister Abigail would turn up.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Sister Abigail to turn
You
up.
actually really are. Like,
You're
I'm
waiting for
going
Sister
to be
Abigail
so
for
happy
8
for you
years.
the day that she arrives.
But no, it's just.
Right, so okay, so Wyatt has won a match. That's probably the one positive thing. That's the end of that feud now, is it? That's that done?
Well, it can't
Has
go
to
any further, can it? They're on different brands now, so that's it.
Okay, good. Well, that's it. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Just
So
not the match, just the
does
whole
that
feud.
Technically mean that Wyatt won a feud?
I don't know what counts as winning anymore.
I think we all fucking lost. So,
Anyway,
yeah.
okay, right. So let's skip over. Let's get back to let's do Rollins and Joe. Get back to some sort of normality here for a second.
Another good match.
Yeah, thank God for it. I think the crowd took some winning over, didn't they? So thank God it was a decent match.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that again. I don't know if the right guy went over.
We said last week these two need to move away now and sort of go in a slightly different direction. And Rollins has basically won the entire feud with the whole Triple H gang. So I goes kind of like the Wyatt Orton thing. Really, I'm kind of glad it's over and they can both move on because it didn't really go. I was a little bit negative last week, but it didn't really go anywhere. And I think they both need to get into a proper feud now.
Who with?
Well, obviously on Raw, Rollins sort of called out Lesnar on Raw a little bit, which, again, isn't going to go anywhere. But he sort of got into something with sort of Miz and Ambrose and Balor, so it'll probably be Rollins and Joe again, I guess.
Really? Again?
Yeah, they'll do that one more time, won't they? And then...
Yeah. I don't know. We'll get on to Raw in a minute, but I think Rollins especially needs a really big direction now, and if it's Lesnar, that's great, but he really needs to just do something.
Yeah.
Which is a bit of a shame for a guy of his quality.
Hmm.
So we all sounds a little bit apathetic about most of these guys. Is that just the writing on Raw that makes people don't care?
Yeah, because we seem to be having a lot of the same matches over and over again.
Yeah, we are talking about the same sort of stuff on this.
It's like
podcast.
we're probably going to have Reigns and Strowman again.
Well, I don't mind as long as he says, "I'm not finished with you." He can say that all day. It just always makes me laugh. And I didn't think it was that bad a match.
It wasn't, no, but it should have been finished by now. Again,
It's weird because Raw has quite a lot of people on their roster, but it just looks like it's the same, like 15 people. I don't know about you guys, but it just doesn't feel like they're using everybody on the roster to the best of its potential. Not like SmackDown. I mean, they're pushing people like Jinder for crying out loud and trying to make it work, but at least they're trying something different compared to people on Raw that actually could be quite decent, but they're just not doing anything with them.
Who was it last week that said that it would be good just if Strowman just turns up in random places and they're filming Roman Reigns and he's just like, "I'm not finished with you yet."
He really should do that. I think we mentioned about the Family Guy chicken, didn't we, last week?
Yeah. I love that idea. It's not going to happen, but I think it's a great idea.
It'd be great. I think he tried. Did you? There was a bit of a was it Raw talk after?
Yeah.
Strowman tried to say, "I'm not finished with you," and
Ran into a door.
Yeah. But if that's a running joke, I'm all over that.
But they're now saying that they're going on the injury saying he's got a torn rotator cuff and everything, aren't they?
Yeah.
I did see that. I'm not sure if that's a legit injury, because that's at least a couple of months. That one.
Yeah, I think it's just a work. I think. So
to be fair, with Strowman, I'm always impressed by him because he's the size of a house, isn't he? Really, but his stamina's not bad because he did what? Was it 15, 16 minutes probably? Yeah, with Reigns and.
Oh, he's a fit guy.
Yeah, always impressed.
Yeah, but I think again they'll go back to that and do I'm going to say it's going to be like an ambulance match because that's the way they're going, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, I think so.
There's too much ambulance references and usage, so they're going to have to do an ambulance match to finish the feud.
So what's the next pay-per-view for Raw? Is it Extreme Rules or is that a SmackDown one?
It's Backlash, isn't it?
Backlash SmackDown.
No,
that's a SmackDown one, isn't it?
Oh, sorry, you say Raw. Sorry.
Yeah, I was thinking it's Extreme Rules, so they'll probably do an ambulance match and they'll probably do a few bits and pieces on that. But
At least it's not Great Balls of Fire next.
I think that's awesome. Yeah.
What?
well,
I think-
let's discuss that then. What do we think of the what pay-per-view is that replacing? I think it's replacing one of the pay-per-views that's coming up fairly soon. I think, isn't it?
Well, it's
Is
in
it?
July,
In
so
July, is it?
whatever one was meant to be in July.
I think it was going to be Bad Blood, was it?
Bad Blood or something?
Bad Blood, yeah, that's right. See, that's a much better name.
Nope.
You're a Great Balls of Fire fan, are you, Adam?
Well, yeah, I think it's an awesome name.
Goodness
Really?
gracious.
Yeah.
Oh, I can just imagine that. WWE presents Goodness Gracious.
Yeah, they should have that as the pay-per-view before Great Balls of Fire. Just, it's getting so bad.
This doesn't feel like a more positive show than last week, to be honest. This feels like we've just mocked them for an hour, but I'm kind of struggling again. Can we get on to SmackDown soon? Because I'm kind of struggling with Raw at the moment.
That's on you guys. I've got nothing.
It is a shame because I really like a lot of the guys on Raw, but most of the storylines, like I even like Wyatt, and most of the storylines and the stuff they do just makes me mock them. Which is such a shame, really. So I think we could probably get on the entire roster. I was going to go around you guys, do a bit of a round table and say, what's next for this guy? But I could do it with the entire roster. I don't know what's next for Rollins or for Strowman or for... I think Balor and Wyatt are going to get together and do something. We'll just wait and see. I know Lesnar not being around kind of messes things up a little bit. But, yeah, we should wait and see. But hopefully... I think I kind of weirdly enjoyed Payback. I don't know what you guys thought, but I kind of enjoyed it in that you watch a film, you don't like it, you just watch it once and kind of get intrigued by it. It was a weird pay-per-view. Some of the results were weird. The House of Horrors was weird. Bailey losing was strange.
It just made a change to what you used. Like usually, it's quite serious and stuff. This was definitely not a serious pay-per-view at all.
But then it is hard to take things serious when you've not got like a title on the line as well. I'm going back to that. I know.
Yeah.
But
It is true though. You've got a whole pay-per-view without the Universal Championship. Like that makes no sense in itself. You know, what are they all fighting for right now on that roster? Nothing, because there's no champion around for you to even try and chase. Do you see what I mean? That's where they're going wrong with Raw.
they're basically fighting for the number one contendership. The number one contendership right now is effectively the quote unquote title.
Yeah.
Obviously, on Raw the next night, then they've basically made the Intercontinental the number one title on that show. So,
which is a good way to build the title up. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So that's.
But they had Balor, Miz, and Rollins fighting to become the number one contender for the Intercontinental title. Who would have guessed that 3 months ago?
Yeah.
Those
So
three
That
seem
is
way
very
above
true.
it.
what happened in the match? And somebody tell me.
It was probably the best match on Raw probably all year.
Cool. I missed it, so that's good.
That's
Right.
quite a strong statement.
I really enjoyed it.
It
Miz
was
is
a really
great.
good match. I enjoyed it.
Miz is, even in the ring, he's got a lot better. Miz is just great now at everything, and obviously if you have the Miz with Balor and Rollins, it's not going to be bad. But no, I really enjoyed it. It was 20 plus minutes. All three of them can obviously go. Miz had a bit of a, he stole a victory, which he always does, which just made me laugh. His little face at the end as well.
So
Little
what
smug
was
face.
it like after the match? And obviously Miz won it then. How did Rollins and Balor kind of react to that, or to each other at least?
Well, I think Wyatt came out, didn't he? Wyatt came out and attacked Balor.
Oh, right, okay, I never knew that. So.
And then Joe attacked Rollins.
Right, okay.
So Miz just stole it. So kind of that one match set up probably the next pay-per-view. It set up Rollins, Joe again, Wyatt, Balor, Ambrose, Miz again. It wasn't bad. It's fair. Raw is so used to having main events that don't really do anything, and this one set up a bunch of matches, and it was really good. So I'm actually not going to criticize that too much.
Cool. I need to actually get around to watching that then.
Yeah, and you should definitely watch that match. You could probably skip most of Raw, to be honest, but you should watch that. And I thought the other real highlight from Raw was probably Sheamus and Cesaro. Obviously continuing their heel turn. Oh, we managed to get, what was it, probably 45 minutes in without a song from Chris?
Well,
I was waiting for that earlier.
Yeah.
I've done the Harry Potter song earlier.
Yeah, he did the Harry Potter one earlier.
Sorry about that, yeah.
I'm back at Universal.
I've missed your Nakamura song, so let's talk quickly about SmackDown to see if you can squeeze it in somewhere. So again, I thought it was a decent show, as it always is. Slightly annoyed that they sort of fed Zayn to Jinder. Not sure what world that should be happening in.
That was horrendous. Like, come on.
Was it not 5 weeks ago that Sami Zayn was beating Jinder on Raw quite easily?
Yeah.
Oh, you know my thoughts on Sami Zayn, where he should be and where he is. So there's no point in me repeating myself every fucking week.
Obviously, probably the biggest disappointment for you, Chris, and probably the reason why you didn't watch was no Nakamura at all.
What's even the point?
Oh, I've really made you too sad to sing.
I'm going to go back and watch Takeover Dallas.
So they're probably going to do Nakamura.
That way I get a good Nakamura match and a good Sami Zayn match. Hey, everybody wins.
So you get to look forward to Nakamura Ziggler then at Backlash.
I am looking forward to that match, actually. It should be a really good match. Ziggler, always good, just being thrown about for someone. So he'll bump like fuck for... Who's got the dirty mind there? Where's the laugh? I said he's been thrown about for someone and somebody giggled, you dirty bastard. And so that'll be a really good match, and he will bump like fuck, so he'll make Nakamura... Not that he needs to make Nakamura look good, because Nakamura's already fucking great, so... But it'll make him look even better than what he already is, for me.
Chris, a quick question. Do you think Nakamura's got the potential to be the greatest Japanese wrestler in WWE?
Yes. Bill Nakano can fuck off.
Bill Nakano can fuck you.
That was probably
to be fair,
the weakest link you've ever done to get her name in this show.
That is pretty poor. I'll give you that.
Yeah, you're better than that, Adam. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm tired.
I think just for that, I'm gonna edit her out this week. We're gonna go a whole week without mentioning her because you've ruined it.
What?
Yeah.
No, you've got to keep her in.
Welcome to the Bill Nakano show.
To be fair, if we mention her every week and then she goes in the Hall of Fame, we are like the trendsetters.
Right. you say we. I mean, none of you say any good things about her.
That's because you're too busy doing it. You're the biggest cheerleader.
Well,
that's why.
Yeah. It's like you're the biggest Ambrose cheerleader.
I certainly am. Represent.
Well, talking of Nakamura,
moving on.
I was going to say, talking of Nakamura and people making their sort of debuts recently, what do we think of Ty? I was going to say, Kev, I know Ty sort of turned up at the same time as Nakamura, but he's kind of hasn't really done an awful lot, has he? Do you think he got called up a bit too early?
Yeah, he has. I think he's only been called up for Nat, though. That's the only reason he's up.
Yeah, it's sort of. He had a bit of a throwaway match with who was it? I think it was Aiden English. I think.
Yeah, that was. I caught a bit of that earlier on SmackDown. Fast forward, it was like, I don't know. It's something what you see on the pre-shows.
I kind of hate the whole thing about calling people up and then not having anything for them. They just sit there and do nothing. Like Apollo Crews has done the same thing, and who's the guy? What's it? Is it Samson? Who's the drifter guy?
Elias Samson, yeah.
Yeah, so he's just wandering about every week.
No, that's El Vagabundo without a mask.
Yeah. So he's just wandering about, and surely if you call people up, have a plan. You've got no plan at all for Ty. No plan for Apollo. Again, I'm being negative. So somebody say something positive. Where do you see him going over the next few months?
He's going to be the mid card, doesn't he? That'll be his spot. He's never going to go above that, I don't think. So upper mid card is where he'll be, if at most.
So would you have kept him in NXT and maybe pushed him up to maybe have a couple of matches with Bobby Roode, or a couple of matches with somebody slightly more above his level, in the hope it makes him a bigger star?
Yeah, that would have made more sense. Just pushing him a little bit harder in there.
But then he's been in developmental for 10 years.
10 years? Oh, stop. He's been in there for a long time. Don't exaggerate.
It's 10 years.
It's been 10 years, yeah. It's maybe even a bit longer than it.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's
if you have
insane.
If you have a look back, there's a segment where Triple H and Shawn Michaels are arguing and backstage, and Shawn Michaels super kicks a guy called Steve. This is 2000.
Yeah, I've seen that, but I didn't realise he was in like the developmental back then.
That was Ty Dillinger. He was in FCW or something, or Ohio Valley Wrestling or whatever it was back then.
Jesus.
Yeah, because didn't he tweet something and didn't the Miz tweet him back saying,
Yeah,
not bad for a guy in development for 10 years.
It's like, what does the 10 stand for? Is that the years you've been in developmental?
Yeah. He actually started in 2006, so it's 11 years.
Yeah, it would have been 10 years.
Wow.
So there you go.
Bloody hell. I actually didn't know that. That's
During that
crazy.
period, he did get released at one point as well, didn't he? Back, so. Then he obviously got this title and your 10 gimmick and it's took off, so. Or at least it's got popular, it's maybe not taken off. The chant's taken off.
Bloody hell.
Which really annoys some
if
people.
somebody's in developmental for 10 years, then probably says all you need to know. It doesn't. He's not going to be. He's not going to. I don't think he'll go much above 4 years.
He is good in the ring. I just don't. They've got that an abundance of talent. I don't think he's ever going to be the guy. He could have a good spot, but I don't see him being. I don't ever see him being a main eventer or above the upper mid card.
No.
But
so just finishing off SmackDown. So I know you haven't seen it, Chris, but just a quick run down. They had obviously Charlotte continuing her face turn. She's getting loads of cheers already, so that face turn is pretty much done now. Which is a hell of a job.
She's that good, isn't she? So
yes. To be fair, I didn't think she could go face that quickly. I thought she was so good heel, but she seems to have managed it straight away. She's getting big cheers wherever she goes.
So what was she like in her face role this week? What was she like?
I think she was fine. She had a tag match, so she was with Naomi against Natalia and Carmella.
But she got beaten up before, didn't she? She got attacked before.
Yeah. I think when she turned up, she got a bit of a positive reaction.
So they done the whole beat up the new babyface to get sympathy on her thing, and then she came and got a pop.
Yeah, who was that?
Yeah, pretty much.
Who was it? Was it it was Carmella and Natalia and what's her name?
Tamina,
that's the one. I don't know why I always forget that. I think she's mid-40s as well, talking of over 40s.
Tamina's 39.
39 is she? Okay.
Yeah, so not quite in that 40-year-old bracket.
Considering she's a new debuting wrestler in the...
She's just a notch below Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, just a notch. So I think Charlotte's going to do pretty well. They needed a new face on the women's side, so she should be doing fine. And then obviously they had the Owens Jericho match to end the show, which was just another solid match from them. Pretty much the same as their Mania match, really. Just another solid match. They can't really have
so good.
Yeah,
one of those you know what you're going to get, but it's still going to be good.
Yeah. You watch it anytime, and obviously it leads us on nicely to Owens and Styles.
I cannot fucking.
Hey. That'd be good. That's going to be so good.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that match.
So obviously that's Backlash. So that is coming up in, where are we? We're May the 4th now. So 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So obviously next week on this podcast we'll be reviewing just Raw and SmackDown, and talking about a couple of shows that we're going to go to this week. So I think a couple of us are going to the UK. What is it? The UK Championship tournament thing? It's not a tournament, is it? This weekend? It's just TV tapings.
Yeah.
So is that a new TV show they're starting? Is it?
Yeah, they've mentioned that a few times on like NXT and things like that as well. So
yeah. So I think me, Rach, and Chris. I think it's just us three. Is it for that one?
Yeah. I'm going down to that one.
Yeah. So
it's
we're
gonna be
mentioning
good.
that next week as well, and obviously Raw and SmackDown we're actually going to live in London as well, so we can talk about that next week, and then the week after will be our Backlash review show.
Yeah, it's just you two going down to Raw and SmackDown, isn't it?
Raw and SmackDown, baby! Can't wait for that too.
I'll be on the big metal board back up to Scotland by that point.
Oh, that's a bit depressing. That's a lot of wrestling. That's 4 days of wrestling. How exciting!
Next week we'll be covering all of that, and obviously Chris can give us a bit of a review of his recent ICW show, or the bits he remembers of it anyway.
Yeah,
which would be a struggle, and will always be.
Well,
worth
at least
listening
everybody
to.
turned up for his one. People didn't turn up for our one, for crying out loud.
That's true. Actually, we went to IPW, so we could. We'll mention that briefly next week as well. Our experiences at IPW.
Thanks for giving me a week to remember things.
That's fine. And then, obviously after that we're back into our pay-per-view preview shows with Backlash. So no rest for the wicked. I think there's actually a pay-per-view show now between May the 18th all the way through to the end of June. There's Backlash, Extreme Rules, and Money in the Bank 1 week after another.
Wow.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So, yes. So, obviously, that'll be next week's show. So, until then, you can get in touch with us on Facebook, facebook.com/The Social Oddities Podcast. Get in touch on Twitter at TSO_podcast. And visit our website at thesocialoddities.co.uk. And get in touch, give us your comments, thoughts, any feedback, and we will discuss it all next week. So, I guess until then, you can say bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Don't forget to tune in next time for more fighting talk. Catch you next time.